What's up, everybody? This is VFPS, and today I wanted to talk about some DLC news. I know everybody's probably heard everything about what's going on with what has been speculated or other things that have come up, but I really wanted to go and touch some points on what's really going on and put my own perspective on everything. So I went to Reddit, and everybody knows the post on Reddit that talks about the combat, the exploration, and the lore. And I wanted to touch each point to see really what's going on and where we're headed. The first one I want to get to is combat. Let's just talk Slayer Gates. It's the first one pointed here. We know back in Doom Eternal that the Slayer Gates were part of the story. And as you played, you were introduced to enemies earlier in the game than usual. It was a bigger challenge for what you had, like based on customization, where you were in the game. We know Slayer Gates in Doom Eternal also unlocked Empyrean keys. I want to say that's what it is, Empyrean keys. And you would unlock a weapon. So let's say that it's the same way. In Doomdarkages, we're going to have Slayer Gates. Maybe there's going to be something tied to it. There's going to be different enemies. So that right there tells me that we're going to have different enemies in the game. More enemies are going to be coming in. Like how the Armored Baron was. Newly introduced enemies, I would say. Mobility will play a major role in the DLC. So, mobility, what is this? What are they saying here? So, in Doom Eternal, we had dashing. The dash mechanism is still in Doom the Dark Ages, but it's the shield bash. So mobility is going to play a major role. Does this mean that one of the guns that we have might get an update because we know that Lucifer's Bane has the meat hook? I don't think that's going to happen, but that's just all speculation, something that I think is a good idea. Every new mechanic will meaningfully affect gameplay, so this is also part in mobility. So other mechanics that we're going to get will apply to mobility, will apply to gameplay. It could be a meat hook, it could be a dash mechanism, something different. The spear, I think that all goes into it. And the next one obviously is a spear weapon, featuring a teleport or leap ability. So we're going to be able to throw it to areas. Are they going to have nodes where we throw this spear and then it would register in game for us to go there? Is this spear going to be more like a weapon in itself? Can we use it in melee? Who knows? Will we be able to throw the spear, and once the spear hits an enemy, they'll be stuck to walls like they do with the Impaler? That's an idea that I had. Possible axe weapon, not yet confirmed. I could see this happening. That's really cool. I want, to see a sword. Since it's in knights in armor. The axe is cool. I don't mind the axe. That'd be awesome, too. Would the axe be throwable? That's another idea that I have. I could see that being something. The spear and the axe, for sure. The spear, for sure. I think that's going to be definitely in the game and something that's going to get to it. I want to say that the spear makes the most sense to me because Hugo talked about the inspiration from the game, it being like 300, and there was a scene in 300 that had the slow motion aspect to the combat, which makes sense. It makes sense for there to be a spear in the first place. Exploration. We will most likely see more of the Cosmic Realm. This is one thing I wanted to talk about, is at the end of Dark Ages, the witch that was fighting with Azrak was embodied in a vessel. Like that's what she was in. And I think the vessel was killed, but I don't think she was killed. And you've heard this before from other YouTubers or other Doomtubers that have talked about this, that have speculated, that go real deep, like the night. We're going to be seeing more of the Cosmic Realm. So this means that we may not be going to Hell, because we know that when the Slayer becomes trapped in Hell, obviously that's Hell. It's not the Cosmic Realm. So this is continuing the story in a different way that I'm not sure about personally. I'd have to go back into Eternal and read some of the codexes. But we're going to see more of the Cosmic Realm. So we know that they're not going to be trapped in Hell during this DLC. Maybe it might go forward with that. It might even happen in the next game. There will be a hub area like the Creedmaker ship. Now I'm very interested in this. Are we going to be seeing like a man cave like we did in Eternal? Is there going to be the toys that are set up? Are there going to be more toys in the DLC? Are there going to be more codexes, more lore to pick up as we go through this? Is there going to be like how the hub in Eternal had like a fighting Repertorium arena in itself for people to go through and test things out? This is all thoughts and speculation. Next up is exploration will have a stronger role in overall progression, and this to me goes to the other part, and we'll talk about these at the same time. Levels will feature more backtracking, more unlocking of the space. So this gives me a real hardcore Metrovania vibe. and having to do things and then having to remember and go back. I know the old school Resident Evils are like this too. These aspects of like you progress through the game, and then you might pass something that's like, oh, I don't have that at the moment, and then you progress through the game some more. But I mean like a significant amount of progression, and then you come across this item that you may need, and you're like, oh shit, that goes for this, and you might have to go back and do that. Will other pieces set up other pieces for progression, like going back to open up something else to go forward? Exploration will have a stronger role in overall progression. So additional mobility options will be available, and some sections will require them. So I think this also goes into the spear weapon, featuring a teleport ability, and new mechanics in progression of exploration. Other areas we're not going to be able to get to without the spear, or these mobility options, and how we're going to traverse the environment. And then roughly 30% of the content will be inaccessible until the DLC story is complete. So this is interesting too. So like this is like, we'll be able to complete things and then go back. So there's going to be a new game plus. We're going to obviously, we're going to be able to play these games after we beat them, to go back and beat them. But that the progression continues once we access things. So there's going to be things that aren't accessible in the beginning of the DLC, maybe midway through the DLC, until we acquire something later in the DLC to jump back in and play with and use. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Lore-wise, major lore questions fans have asked about will be pushed forward. That's what I'm wondering too. Are we going towards because it's going to be in the cosmic realm, are we going to be going towards the betrayal? Is that what it's headed towards? It's like, that's the climax, or that might be the beginning of the next game. But is these things that are going on right now, while Merrick is in the cosmic realm, because it says Merrick will be included like somewhere, somehow. I know it is. Everybody's talked about it in the lore, or my bad, everybody's talked about it on YouTube. People that are paying attention to that, even when you watch the dev commentaries and people that say things, and you kind of chime into little pieces on when Hugo says interesting, or all these other little things. Major lore questions fans have asked about will be pushed forward. So will this be the tainting, like will people, Merrick or the betrayer, be influenced through this, like in this realm, and then as we go through the story, will things start to grow on them? Like the betrayer, will he start to grow? Will Merrick's death be in this? Will he die in the cosmic realm? I don't think so. I think he dies in hell. But the betrayer betrays the Slayer in hell. I think that's what gets him locked in hell. Very interesting, very interesting. Some connections to Doom 2016. I hope they bring back the Praetor suit. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. I think the Praetor suit that we get in 2016 is going to be in the next game. I think this one's going to give us more of the aspect. Like maybe we may get a sleeker armor, because the setting of the game takes place in a medieval fantasy vibe. And then when we go into the cosmic realm, maybe we're going to get something more, I don't want to say futuristic, because it would be futuristic, but something more advanced. Maybe a sleeker suit, maybe something that will, I would look at it like in cosmetic wise, things looking cooler, maybe awesomer. It's not even a word. Looking cooler, looking more like giving you that hell yeah vibe. You know what I'm saying? Just getting the hype up. Also with 2016 going towards the Order of the Six, the High Council. What's going to be going on with that? We already know now that Azrak and the Cosmic Realm have been in cahoots, obviously because of the Witch. And then we found out in Dark Ages that the Wraiths, where a lot of this magic, or these technological advancements, especially the World Spear and all that other stuff from Doom Eternal, those guys are from the Cosmic Realm. So that's very interesting too, to see how they're going to go about that. It also says teases related to the Sentinel Civil War, the Wretch, and the Armor. Interesting. Right, so this is what I was talking about major lore questions, and then even putting it into the 2016 dilemma. Are we going to be getting this new armor? Are we going to be pushing? It's going to be pushing forward. So is Merrick or other people that are part of the Sentinels are going to be influenced with what's going on? More influence gradually as the DLC progresses. Like they're going to become more tainted throughout the DLC. By the time the end of the DLC is, there's going to be a lot of chaos, like a lot of inner turmoil between the Sentinels or Merrick and the Betrayer, and with the Slayer. Very interesting though. Merrick will have a role in DLC. That answers a lot of the stuff we were just talking about. Cutscenes would be more immersive, possibly in first person. This is cool too. I didn't mind it, as long as they're skippable. That's cool with me. And another thing about the cutscenes would be more immersive. This has nothing to do with cutscenes, but I do wish they would have, like, with this DLC, hopefully bring a photo mode. The environments in this DLC, or not even just the DLC, in the main campaign, are amazing, and to be able to, like, get the right picture. But that's another thing. That's another talk for another conversation for something else. And then the Order of the Six are likely our targets. So this, I would say, this is the beginning. I think that he's trapped in hell, but he goes into the cosmic realm right now. He's not really trapped in hell. He has the Maker's ship. So maybe we're going to go like an Eternal when we went for the priests. We killed one of them right at the beginning, and then we went and found the other two. So maybe this starts and a couple of them are dead. Are we going to be hunting all 6 of them? Are we going to hunt a few of them? We know that some of them aren't dead because the Slayer was trapped in hell when he was after, and then he was awakened in 2016. So we know some people live, or some demons live. I'm just not sure how they're going to go about it. Are some going to be dead, and then we're going to be going after a couple of them, 3 of them, maybe the first 3, maybe the last 3, trap the Slayer into hell, or in the sarcophagus, I would say. Maybe he kills all of them. Maybe all of them are going to die, and then there's one left, and the one is the one that, the heavier set one, the one that sits in the throne, the one that we see. I would say Doom Eternal had him. I forgot the name of him. Midnight talks about him too, but he was more like a gluttonous, like, demon, and I feel like that's really the only one that we've seen like visuals of since 2016. I mean, obviously there's other High Council demons that we've seen, but the most significant one is the heavier set one, the one that seems to be like idolized in the other 2 games. But that's what I had. That's what I wanted to talk about, and going forward with that, who knows what they're gonna do. I'm making another video on some more DLC talk and stuff like that. I appreciate everybody listening. But those are my concerns and understandings of what's going on with the game. I feel like it's going to be great. It's not like it used to be, where they were working from home. They're actually in the studio, so we don't even understand the amount of work they're able to probably get done, like in the capacity, like how fast and how much they can get done at a time now since they're at the studio. And imagine, like, if Eternal didn't have this crutch, maybe the DLC would have been different, or we would have had more DLC. Who knows though? But thank you everyone for listening. I just wanted to get that off my chest and talk about that for a minute. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.